Nyamiasi say NDC for bunyani papa be from Master John Mahama. It be massive no John Mahama.
You had an arrangement with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Sam George, to Youth and Sports Minister, ano, I want to send home and say 13th African Games the Basui. Not to say, a year GB say, for almost some cover story. No. Games see a by a technical team about Bontains so stay in chair one more car. And won't see any after Youth and Sports Minister to Tonano. Now, or should I say, a idea utia GBC ka $300 million CB.
You had an arrangement with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 13th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC.
Do you have per chance what the amount was?
I can't recall the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million US dollars.
You paid GBC
yes.
in excess of $3 million US dollars
yes.
for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here and maybe the next time GBC appears before us, because most of the technicians who worked on the All Africa Games have still not been paid. And so we wanted to ascertain if you have paid and how much has been paid. Chairman, I'm grateful.
There's a second part to this question, the question I asked, which Amin Al-Hassan attempts to answer in his letter to the GBC, where I made the claim that I have evidence to the effect that GBC technicians who worked for the production and broadcast of the All African Games had not been compensated adequately. He claims that 100 in his letter, he claims that is not correct because every technician who worked earned 100 Ghana cedis a day. But that will not be the case. Because I have in my possession, and I'll also be putting that out, memos from the Workers' Union of GBC threatening to put down their tools and stop the broadcast midway through the All African Games because of the conditions, the fact that they had not been given any remuneration. In fact, at a point in time, one of the technicians of the GBC collapsed on the site because there was no food, there was no water, they had worked from morning, no food. He collapsed. I have his name. I will put it out. And so you see, this thing is a twin pregnancy. The issues between the Ministry of Youth and Sports and GBC, and then the treatment of the GBC staff themselves by management. I have memos, I have copies of the minutes of the meeting between the Director General, Professor Amin Al-Hassan, and management, and the leadership of the Workers' Union, intervening and begging for the workers not to stop the broadcast. So there are issues that we will interrogate. When we are done discussing the money matters, even if it was $105,000 that was paid, we need to now understand from GBC how that money was disbursed and who got what and how it was paid. Because we are told that foreign broadcasters who came through the same GBC were paid 1,000 Ghana cedis a day as stipend. So why were the Ghanaian staff of GBC paid 100 Ghana cedis? Questions have to be answered. And like I said, PAC is where we've started this. But thankfully, I serve as deputy ranking on the communications committee, and GBC comes under that committee through the Ministry of Information. We will do a proper investigation of the issues surrounding the All African Games, expenses, releases, and disbursements to staff. That will happen.
GBC boss, and so the Nina no about so say, woman into your sky bro $2 million $2 million and bro. Not as $3 million or Munyan come up. Eddie, I told to Tomunia maybe a son say, or more uncle some more, in never be a say. Or more machines do draw be a say. Into Uncle 3 million, they all kind say it's your 3 million or more jay and pampa dia. And card a benedict, no way to me out to talk to Tonyamaka cra. as I say, it was studio.
The total payment to GBCs for GBC's benefit, I repeat, was $105,000, and that is what we got.
Now, but does GBC have any evidence to back what you're saying? Because, I mean, the minister is the one in charge. He has made a statement.
Of course.
What evidence do we have?
We definitely have enough documentation. These monies are not paid in bags. They are paid through the bank. And they are indicated what the money is for. And before we do that, there's a letter we will receive from the ministry telling us whose payment it should be for. And so we don't act on our own, we act upon instructions. And that we have all the documentations, and we have everything in place to show that these monies, you see, public funds are not easily disbursed like that. GBC needs $3 million to do a lot of things. And if we got the $3 million, we would have gone ahead to start spending on GBC's needs, including procuring an OB van. We didn't get that money.
Why? And they didn't know ama omei. And untina, woman interview, and a woman BBC ya, na womecha abeto, na omei nina ya sheni hunia koso. Inti, why? And a air cano crow, our sha wine. GBC boss na cano cray. Youth and Sport Minister, and a air cano crana. And when you do vibe, in sensual ebe bim, na no crane so, ebe pin. Every single day, and I'm the S-Sumo, I was 7MTV network, so do I join today? A better comment section any afofo ache obehye ama afofo na wom so enye bi ahwe o man pani na adodan kwa ekofo ado edintin bi aba beto abontin so kire se o mayimu ana se na kakra aka ewe nim ye de ba abeto aba na obehye na ogina pinti se abato no ebekọ akowie peye na obehye se asumdue so ebeba se na esi ese efata.
As we approach the electioneering season, I want to assure you that Ghana will emerge peaceful and more united after the 7th December elections. However, we must not allow complacency to set in, given the insecurity within West Africa. We have a duty to partner with and support our security and intelligence agencies to prevent any threats to the peace we enjoy. We must work diligently to secure our borders and maintain peace and security during this critical period. I have been and will always be for peace, and I encourage all citizens and organizations to do the same by rejecting the threats of misinformation and disinformation. I will help ensure the conduct of free, fair, credible, and transparent elections. It is the will of the Ghanaian people, freely expressed, and not the will of any candidate or political party, however desperate for power, that will prevail. The integrity of our electoral process is paramount, and we will take all necessary steps to secure it. The law against vigilantism will be strictly applied without fear or favor, ensuring that peace and order are maintained throughout the electoral period, enabling the Ghanaian people to make their choice free of intimidation and violence. Ghana's standing as a beacon of democracy in Africa will be sustained, and we will continue to set an example for other nations to follow.
Say be ameka cho say NPP ni NDC dey say bi o makoye sakrafo no we kan no we yaka we katwe no we yaka twe we na etwa work we su twa work say we na be ye we ya we su ye bi na say ye mu NPP wo ma wie wo manifesto launch afi akopiem say August busumi ya 24th ya NDC so wo mo ba abelanche wo mo manifesto no na wo mo koye wo he a we ni ba e na wo mo kwakoye eye manifesto launch no wo mo gwa homboa so a emesa TV there so nkoso kra ye bekoso a e de nsem ato amane titiru ene amanyo semisan say election mu a ene ye wo no 7 December ye ba abeto aba e wo man mu enu nti no NDC ni NPP ni ekọ be nyina se ne wo mo ye wo campaign to we kan we ni we kan we yes we de nda ye so ba we so de ne de eba ne nyina me boabo no e de aba abesomo e wo 7MTV network djumedi esoni ntikọso a na hwe 7MTV network e wo Facebook any YouTube ye to ansem ne so dia nan say ya NPP for we wo manifesto launch no wo mato wo campaign ni so ene NAPO any campaign team ni bi ne NPP penifo mo akopiem e wo agogo a wo mo e bo adwuma na ode nsem bia ba beto abo ntinso ndo ko campaign bia wo ne nsem bia wo ka na say ya Mahama beka say sebio okasa anasa wo kan nsem bia penifo ho a na o kan twiwo mo anasa on fa obo enka ho anyway de wakoka akotwi Mahama o kira eye ne de pa eye ne de e wo nyame mu se Mahama ana NDC wo mu yi obi se Frankatuni wo mu nya ni papa bi enyi no se omampani dada John Mahama e na omutumi yi no
The nyame ase se NDC fo bu nyani papa bi afa masa John Mahama it be masiba no charge John Mahama.
So you are going to vote for NDC. You are going to use your time to bring curses upon the country. Because if you cannot cater for the kids of the country, if you cannot find jobs for the kids of the country, if you cannot find a betterment for the kids of the country, why then do we elect you as a president? So it is not the same thing. Yesterday, I was in Jomoro. The president was cutting sword for a new industry coming up in Jomoro. It is going to employ 780,000 Ghanaians. Phase one of 3 phases, 780,000. Phase 2 will be double phase 1, and phase 3 will be double phase 2. So 8 years ago, there was no electricity. It was doom. I can tell you, in the last 8 years of Ronaldo's government, it is only cumulatively, it's only 8 weeks we haven't had electricity. 8 years, 8 weeks, 5 years or 4 years of President Mahama. 4 years of President Mahama was 4 years of Dumso. In fact, the Dumso started President Mills before he died.
I was young again today, and they say, hey, when John Mahama can no send a po, next amount of Kenyan, I said me or be kind. Well, when they say, yes, sir, and I think I miss our can, sir. It's as an upon and say, I'm up for can of home. Mahama say, Subai, na Subai way. It is saying insane. Baby, Obe could be your beer, someone you men and one you with no tears, baby, Obe could be a someone you and to Subai and one or you may be baby, Obe could be a sir, and a Mahama chra, obey ye, and to ocean or not do I drink today, so, and in a poor kind ye. A woman, sir, and I, and you say, Uncle Canca Sabista, our campaign, or ye, I see. Said you'll be a can of Becca, it's memo for Mosumo Beshahu, Nam dia voti, ama wom. No, so can. No, NPP for can woman dear, NDC for air can woman dear. Why dear and a uti, a dear swaba, a dear mamma 7th December, a woman and all who committee and a better woman, some woman council so, and a better say a dano, a dra. 7MTV network estimate here, Jimmy and I'm the Ebesomo. Congress records, Esamasne Abribia, Nyama Foundation. Construction company, a woman exisro, our on my mo. Home Safe Trust GH, our Missy dying. Edi Ghana for amount for drona edi wo mo dance me here and so be fan number no na one wo mo atwetwe nkomo say school dine say we see warehouse hospital 1 bedroom 2 bedroom story building say no person we see dine fa bia fa ehu dwumadi ania ehwe wo mo sa be di dwumadi no kama edi amount emrenity aha na be dwumadi no ebe senem di kan e kan yen mekoso a ede nsem atwamane online titiu ene amanyasem NDC ene NPP afa ne ekosu nyina meboaboa no ede aba abesomo ewo dwumedi estimidin ede na ya nya mecheda fene ye besan Asia akram